Going on? It's good. We still there? It's good, man. Give me 1 sec. Let me just get that all tight there. Hey, what's up? That's my guy. All right, Manny. Let's get you in here. No requests. Okay, Manny in the building.
Hey,
Jeez.
what's up?
Some.
How's it
We.
going,
I'm good. Everyone, just take a minute. Black excellent.
man?
Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. You're good. How
I'm
you been,
good.
man? You been okay?
I've been good, bro. I've been good. How about yourself?
I've been blessed and highly favored. It's a good day. I can't complain. So I'm excited. Very excited.
Me too, man. Me too. This is my first one. This is one of my goals this year. I think I told you, man. Kind of get on like a podcast interview type thing. This is a first for me.
Wow. Okay. Well, I feel like super, super blessed then.
Yeah.
Taking the first little piece of that. But again, it's super chill. Like this is the reason I love like IG lives because they're like that nice happy medium between like a super serious like podcast or like a long form like YouTube video, so it's super serious, super nice like that. But anyway, let me do a quick intro. So everyone, Isaiah Henry, First Position Real Estate. We have Manny on today. Manny is a real estate investor doing a whole bunch of different stuff. But here's the thing: he's not in Ontario like a lot of us. He's out in Halifax doing it big. He works as a nurse by day, real estate investor by night. Just all around great guy. So give it up for Manny. Manny, I'll let you plug your stuff at the end there. So like we usually do here, we got 6 questions, three from me, three from you. Do you want to change it up? Do you want to go first this time, Manny? You want me to go first?
No, man. You can go first.
I bet. That's perfect. I'm kind of a chatterbox anyway. Okay, so Manny, I got my first question. Investing in Halifax, it's obviously a different game than Ontario. From a landlord perspective, or from your landlording perspective, what is one advantage and one disadvantage from investing in Halifax versus Ontario?
Man, up until this pandemic, Halifax was a landlord-friendly province.
Okay.
There was no rent, so at the end of their lease, we could increase the rent to whatever we wanted. Um,
Yeah.
but it has changed. So at the start of the pandemic, when they first said it was a state of emergency, they put a 2% cap on. And the premier at the time said it was only going to be until the state of emergency comes to an end. And then this premier got voted out of office. Another guy, Tim Houston,
Yeah.
he ran. And Tim Houston's whole platform was he didn't believe in the rent cap. And I know a lot of landlords voted for this. I
Yeah.
voted
Yeah.
in. And then as soon as he got in there, changed his tune real quick.
No way.
Rent cap stays for another 2 years. Um, I know a lot of people were really upset with that because that was like he was the one person running that said rent cap does not work. Um, he supply and demand. There's a reason we need to get more units up available. That's why people like this guy. That's why a lot of
Yeah.
people. And then he just he just changed his tune. So
Yo, we did it third.
did a third, and it's unfortunate, but because of this, Halifax is not as landlord friendly anymore. Um,
Crazy. Yeah, yeah.
so we have there's a periodic lease and a fixed term lease.
Okay.
A tenant's on a fixed term lease. That means for whatever the agreed amount of time is, let's say it's a year. At the end of 1 year, the lease is up. They got to go, and that's kind of the loophole. So after they leave, that tenant leaves, we can raise the rent to whatever we want. Um,
Exactly.
but if they're on a periodic lease, whether it be month to month or year to year, we can't increase the rent on them more than 2% at any point. So it gets
Yeah.
difficult. That's when you kind of have to go the Ontario route and go cash for keys. And
Yeah.
even evictions, they weren't allowed because of the pandemic, but I guess it just came news I think just yesterday. Now it's saying that when the state of emergency comes to an end, rent evictions are back. So I think
Okay.
in like late March, we can start to rent evict, but um, we have to do a cash for keys format again. Like, so now it's like in the legislator that we have to give them 2 or 3 months rent as a way to the rent eviction process. which
crazy.
which is honestly, it's not a. I'm okay with that. It's the fact that our tenancy board, it's so backed up and takes so long to do anything that even if I file a rent eviction, it'll take months. Months.
Yeah,
There's no like guaranteed amount of time. It could take up to 8 months to a year. Who knows? Because there's going to be
exactly.
hundreds of landlords trying to rent evict people as soon as they can because we've kind of been handcuffed for the past 2 years. So cash for keys is the only way. So I wouldn't say there's a big difference. There's no big advantage of Nova Scotia versus Ontario, except I don't fully know your guys' landlord rules, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you can if there's is there such thing as a fixed term lease in Ontario?
Yeah, so ours is so as soon as you're done a fixed term lease, it automatically goes to month tenancy. And it's still the rent guidelines are on a yearly basis. So you can only move rent up. Like every year they come out with like a percentage increase. Like this year was 1.2%. That's how much you can raise it after a full year. So even if they're month to month, you still gotta wait 12 months before you can raise it, which is the maximum this year is 1.2%.
Man, that's low. That's
Yo,
low.
they're playing with us, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. And a lot of these old school landlords that are selling off here, especially in Halifax, their places are mortgage free, so their rents are $800, $900 a month. They
And
don't
they
care.
don't care. They don't care. They don't
They're
care.
cash flowing. But when guys like me and you are coming to buy them up, it's tough. It's these buildings don't sustain themselves.
No.
The market's now, who knows, 1,200, 1,500, but the rents are so low, and then we're the bad guys that have to come and kick everybody out. But it's not our
Houston,
fault.
yeah. Yeah, it's like it's a difficult thing. Like you hit it right on the head. I was looking at a fourplex this week. It's been on the market. It was sitting. It kind of like goes through that cycle. Everyone looks at it, but it doesn't close. I think it fell out of contract, so it gets stale. So I looked at it and talked to the listing agent. He's like, "Oh, it's priced to sell." I was like, "Okay." Rents are like $400 on like a two bedroom where it should be like 15, 16. I'm like, bro, what do you want me to do with this? And he's like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. He's like, just wait a couple of years and they'll roll over. I'm like, how long has the tenant been here? Oh, they've been here for 15 years. That tenant's not going nowhere. Come on, man.
Until they die or they break their hip and they have to leave somewhere else, they're going to be there for life.
Yeah, yeah. And why wouldn't you? If I was paying, if you told me I got to pay $400 a month for two bedroom, done.
Exactly. Me too. Me too. So it's tough.
So that's good. Anyway, let me move on to the second one. So again, I'm taking this right off your Instagram. You're working with 12 doors right now. Is that number still right? I know we were just acquiring a couple more. Are you still at 12 or did that number move?
I'm still at 12. Still at 12 right now. Yeah.
Okay, so good. 12 doors. For now, guys, watch out for the boy. So 12 doors, no small feet, and you didn't get there overnight, or at least I assume you didn't get there overnight. What was your breakthrough from like getting past that traditional 3 to 4 door model?
It didn't happen overnight, but it happened in 12 months. So
Love it. Yeah.
like once you get rolling, man, once you just complete one BRRRR. So the first place was a triplex, BRRR'd it, jumped straight to the next triplex, BRRR'd it. Next up, sixplex. Okay, it's just like the stack model, for bigger pockets. That
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
my mentality. So it's just like once you kind of know the process and understand the financial system, man. I was telling my realtor about it. He's like, when I first told him about refinancing after you do some renovations, he's like, "Is this legal? Are you doing something legal?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, it's very legal. This is just like a loophole in the system." And on top of the past couple of years, Ontario, Halifax, pretty much anywhere in Canada, the appreciation has been so strong. So
Yeah.
anybody that's bought, has made money. So on top of just natural appreciation mixed in with some strategic renovations, it hasn't been too hard.
No,
It's not a very hard thing to do.
and I'll take something you said right there. Like, you said, like, with the market, if you've held homes, like you've made money. Yes, you've made money, but it's an equity. So if you don't refinance or do something with it, you don't realize that money. And I don't mean like realize like, oh, I see it, like literally realize it. So you got to do something. And like, I'm talking with these guys and like, yo, you have like $750,000 in equity in your home. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm like,
I
what do
know.
you mean you're gonna leave it? Let's
Yeah,
do something with it, man. Even something small. But
yeah,
everyone's risk appetite is different, I guess.
it is. But I feel like if you can sell them on just the idea, you don't have to do what me and you are doing. You're not gonna go crazy. You don't gotta refi out, 20% LTV, take out all your cash and go crazy. Just take out a HELOC and find an investor, someone you trust, and you
Yeah.
can make the most passive 8 to 12% you'll ever make.
Oh,
That's 700 grand that person has in that like if they took out a $500,000 line of credit and they loaned it to you for 10%, that's going to make them 50 G's every single year
like
doing,
easy money.
but trusting in you
Easy.
and trusting in
Yeah.
real.
That's what I mean. And it's backed by an asset, right? Like it was like, well, what happens? Like you literally still have the asset. It's not like you just pulled this out and you're hoping. Like it's still backed by an asset, which is that's why I love HELOCs. I did like a quick post about it, but I love HELOCs because it's backed by an asset. But again, we're getting into the weeds here. Let me get to my last question here for you. So what strategy are you employing right now? I know we talked about the Burr method quickly. So what strategy are you currently employing to continue to scale, and how has it been working for you in 2022?
Burr, and now it's off market leads, burring off market properties. So it's
Double.
anything that hits the MLS right now in Halifax, it's just selling for so much. Like the numbers don't make sense. You know, you can't buy something that doesn't make sense, right? Especially I'm trying to bring partners on to especially fund a lot of these renovations. So after the refi, I have to be able to pay them back, and I have to be able
Mm-hmm.
to pay myself back for the down payment. So it's just kind of just trying to get a nice off market lead funnel coming in, and Burr's the only way. I mean, I kind of want to dabble into the Airbnb space, but like
Yeah.
um, I like small apartments and I want to scale to bigger ones. So the best way to do that is just finding underperforming apartments and burning them up and refi it and repeat.
Gotcha. You know what? I'll give you this guy. So I'm going to give a shout out here. Shout out to my boy Charles. We had a call last night. He is an Airbnb management specialist, and he's looking to scale into like work with investors through his model. I'll connect you with him after, bro. His model, he told me, he's killing the game. Like once you talk to this guy,
Oh
boom.
yeah.
So again, shout out to Charles. He's doing his thing. I'll put him in there. Maybe he's on. I don't even know. But anyway, so that Airbnb model, you keep doing what you're doing with multifamily, like there's a synergy there. And it's gonna happen. So don't you worry, I'll connect you guys. But anyway, am I done with my questions? You hit me with your three. You hit me with your three.
Well, I was trying to find the email where I wrote out my questions for you. I know one of them off the top of my head was, I like the format that you have going on here. I asked, do you plan on scaling up to like doing more serious or like long-term podcasts or even YouTube videos, like promoting yourself?
Word. Oh, okay, shoot. To be honest, I would love that, but the time it takes to do that may take away from what I'm doing, with everything else. So, but I will tell you this: what I am looking to do is I am looking to do a little bit more public speaking. So I'm kind of creating a. So I have a book already, right? So I have a book. It's called The Rookie Real Estate Investor. It's on Amazon, or you can get a free copy off my Instagram. So that's like my first like little bit of education. But I'd like to get out there doing some more public speaking, whether that's to again, I love me some Black excellence. So whether we're talking like to that community, or whether we're just talking with investors like looking to get started. Like some people don't even understand real estate. So I think public speaking is going to be my next thing. And if I'm able to take that content, cut it up, put it on YouTube, but I don't think I'm going to grow a brand on YouTube just because I think there's a lot of other people doing it. And I much rather get out there. Let's talk face to face. Like let's get in a room, 30, 40 of us, and let's, chop it up rather than me putting it on YouTube right there. Maybe it's not the most traditional way, but I get a little, and I like the public speaking, get up there, let me put a suit on, get me a fresh fade, line up, do my thing. So I think that'd be cool.
Man, that'd be really cool. Um,
Yeah.
so obviously you're in the growth mode. Like we're in this
Yeah.
coaching program. We were trying to grow up
Oh,
here. Have you ever thought about like what your end stage is? Like when will you start to slow down? Like at what point will you be like, all right, I have enough. I'm ready to relax a little bit.
sure, for sure. So my goal is so we got to finish. So it's not even a doors number; it's a cash flow number for me. Like I want the cash flow number a sustainable, not cash flow based off the property, but cash flow based off of the whole portfolio. So whether that's including private lending, whether it's a little bit of a coaching or public speaking, like the whole portfolio needs to net me a certain number of cash flow. And as soon as I hit that cash flow number, goodbye. I'll be going to the cottage, kick up, get myself a nice truck, and I'm just like, that's all I want. Like, I never wanted a big portfolio. I never wanted to do, multi-million dollar apartment deals. Just give me my cash flow number. Let me go up to my cottage and, I'm a big water bug. I just want to be in the water. So that's all I'm trying to do.
Want to be comfortable, just
That's
comfortable.
it. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not trying to be like, I do not want to be like, there's guys out there who, like, I could name drop some guys, they're doing some big things and they're stunting on real estate. I'm like, I look up to them, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, that's not for me. I rather just get me to the cottage. I'm okay with that.
That's fair. That's fair. Just, freedom, right? That's what we do this for. Financial
Bingo.
freedom of time,
That's what I'm
freedom,
talking.
freedom of everything, bro. That's the books we read, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And I gotta have you out to the cottage, like that's what I mean. If I'm working all the time, we can never go to the cottage and chill out. So
uh,
I'll take one for the team. I'll get the cottage. Everyone can come chill with me.
sounds good. And you can Airbnb it when you're not there.
Bro, see, that's what I'm telling you. The Airbnb game, it's the synergy's there. The synergy is right there.
The cash flow is strong on Airbnb.
Hmm.
Airbnb,
Yeah.
that's where it is. I guess last question is what model are you using? I guess you asked me, and I said burn. That's what I do. I'm not
Yeah.
really sure how what's the way you invest.
So I'm a slow burn now. I did a couple quick ones. I think they work faster on single family homes because you have less people to turn over and everything. But now with my model using investment partners, whether that's they're investing, private money, I'm taking the money, paying the interest back, or joint venture partners, it's more slow burns. We're looking for larger properties with a little bit longer value add opportunities. So most of our investments are between 3 and 5 years, and we work that process. It's no longer because if we go back 5 years, I literally log on to MLS, one property, call the realtor, hey, can you offer 5K under? Perfect, you buy it, rent it out, it's easy. But now it's a little bit harder, so I'm working on that 3 to 5 year timeline, strong investment criteria, value add opportunities where I can benefit as well as my investment partners, because I want to see that whole community grow. I figured it out a little bit, but let's bring some other people on board and let's grow it up together.
Nice. That's a good strategy.
Yeah, yeah, and the off market, it's got to be off market now. Like, I'm not play, like I'm on. I can. Like, it just hurts my feelings. I put a nice strong offer in, they laugh at me, and I see it go 450K over asking. I was like,
Is the single family home, is it just ridiculous in Ontario right now?
oh, I don't even hurt yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I live in Durham, right? And so my parents, like, this is just a quick example. So my parents' house is like they pretty well done, but they have like a living room on the back. So in the neighbor's house, no living room on the back, unfinished basement, like first owners from plans, um, not even like 1,500 square feet, like over $1 million in like less than 12 hours. I'm like, who can afford this? And then I'm like, if that's what a single family is going, like if you're trying to do any sort of multifamily in that area, like, oh my goodness, like it's a lot of cash you got to tie up to get in there. So who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, man. Halifax is the same, but just like half of that, like
Just
crap, crappy detached homes, that 2, 3 years ago were going for 300 grand. Now they're like 525, 530.
yeah,
They're not even nice. You know what I mean? And they're just going so far over asking. It doesn't make any sense. Even like I got lucky with my house, man. I bought it right before it just got ridiculous,
yeah.
and like whole neighborhood's just skyrocketed. It's good for me, but it's sad for like people that are trying to buy a family home. It's tough.
100%. Like I feel it. I know we've done all our questions, but I got one more. Just this is not a question, but just like a thought. So I heard this on a podcast that I was listening to. So in New York, like Manhattan, it's
Mhm.
not common to own your own home, right? In Manhattan, real estate's really expensive. Like most people rent their whole lives, and only the wealthiest people rent. Do you see that model coming into major cities in Ontario, like a Toronto or Mississauga or out in what's the big city out in Halifax, St. John's?
Nova Scotia is the province. Halifax is our capital. So
Sorry,
Halifax,
Halifax. Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
geography is no good for me. Um, so do you see that model like coming? Maybe not like this year, next year, but do you see that death of the first-time home buyer coming to Canada?
Man, if this doesn't slow down, I don't see what other option there is. It's like
Hmm.
I'm just waiting for it all to kind of implode, but
Yeah,
maybe it never will. If that's the case, then that is what's going to happen. So I do think it's unsustainable to have 25% growth year over year,
yeah,
but like, I don't know. It's hard for me to predict. But if that does happen, that's what is going to happen.
yeah. I know. I like it there. I like it there. Okay. Well, again, I respect everyone's time because everyone's bored of seeing our beautiful faces all over there. Manny, where can people find out more about you? How can they get in contact with you?
So my Instagram is just at Shift Properties. You can reach out to me at any time. Send me a DM. We can book a call. You can message me on there whenever you want. I'll try to answer as quick as possible. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, I love it. Okay, that's great. Okay, guys, you heard it here first. That's Manny at Shift Properties. Go find him on Instagram. Give him a follow for me. I'd appreciate it. You know it's your boy Isaiah Henry here, first position real estate. And yeah, that's all we got for today. Manny, thanks so much for joining us on our live. And I'll holla at you throughout the week, man.
Sounds good, buddy. All right. See you later.
Take care, bro.